Hey, what's up, y'all? It's James here once again. Uh, Nice to be here. First off, I just want to say thank you all so much for the support in the last video. It did incredibly well. Like the support blew me away. I'm really grateful for it. A lot of people left really, really kind comments, encouraging comments, and uh, gained a couple subscribers. It genuinely means the most. Like really appreciate the support and love, and just thank you all. So now for this video. So last video I talked about some of my favorite albums of the year, and that was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it, and obviously did well, which I'm grateful for. But because I talked about albums in the last video, for this video, I want to talk about songs, some of my favorite songs from this year, and also in terms of songs, I want to stay away from songs that were on those albums, and not because those albums don't have great songs. Obviously, they do. That's why I talked about them. But because if I talk about the album, then I feel like it goes without saying that I like some of the songs or all the songs from that album, you know. And also in that video, I highlighted some of the songs already, so I feel like I don't need to re-highlight them in this video. I feel like that would be kind of redundant, you know. So for this video, I'm gonna focus on songs that were from different artists and different albums that I didn't talk about in that video, so we can kind of get more music more music on this channel because I want to have it be diverse and not just like the same artist over and over again, you know. And so yeah, so we're gonna do. I'm just gonna talk about some of my favorite songs from this album. I will put like a comment down below. I'll like pin it of like my favorite songs off of each of those albums I talked about last video, just so like we have that too. But I'm gonna talk about other songs too, so that's gonna be the focus here. And yeah, let's get into it. So I want to start out with one of my favorite tracks, if not my absolute favorite track of the year, which is Survivor's Guilt by Joey Badass. This song is super emotional, genuine, heartfelt, and in a way sad. I mean, the whole song is basically just Joey exploring grief, you know, and just what that's been like for him over the years, and particularly since losing Capital C's, which was back in like 2012. And I think it's a very important track, not just for Joey, but just for listeners too, because I think the way Joey talks about it, I think a lot of people can relate to. You know, people who have lost friends, especially at that young age. I think Joey encapsulate a lot of what they feel by just explaining what he feels, explaining the grief he's felt, explaining how it's weighed on him and how his mental health, you know, has gone through those trials because of it. And I think it's such a good song, and it's not just because of what it's talking about or how it's talking about it, but just like the sound of it too, just the how well Joey is rapping too. Like it's also a great song first and foremost because a song can talk about important stuff and still not be enjoyable to listen to. But I don't think Survivor's Guilt has that problem. It's super enjoyable to listen to, but it's also very emotional and very heartfelt, like I said. And I think that's a beautiful balance that it strikes, and I think it's such a fantastic track for it. It's a beautiful song. Joey Badass is one of the best artists in the game today. The whole album 2000 was really good. I kind of wish I talked about it in the last video, but great album and fantastic song. One of the best of the year. One of my favorites. Absolutely. So next song I want to talk about is Bad Fruit by Jean Dawson and Earl Sweatshirt. This song is awesome. Jean Dawson's whole project, Chaos Now, was fantastic. There's another song in there called Kids Eat Pills, which has Isaiah Rashad on it, which I absolutely love. But the whole album's really good, super underrated. I probably could have talked about it last video too, but it just didn't come to mind. But it's really good. Definitely check it out. And especially check out this song. Bad Fruit, really, really good. Jean Dawson comes through. The guitar on this track is like beautiful. You know, instrumental as a whole is just really, really nice. And his vocal work, his songwriting, it's all really, really beautiful. The word that comes to mind is like almost like whimsical. Like it's just very relaxing to listen to. It's got such a good energy to it, and it's just very mellow. It's just a really, really good, enjoyable listen. And even if the subject matter is a little heavy, which it kind of is, it still can be listened to in a relaxing setting, which I think is a big thing. I really enjoy. Um, and it's a good example of like artist that is not necessarily in the hip hop sphere, working with a guy who is a hip hop artist, and Earl Sweatshirt, and having it come out amazingly because Earl kind of works to Jean Dawson's strengths and delivers a great. I don't even want to fully call it a verse because he's not fully rapping, but just like his part of the song is equally as beautiful. It's two artists who are incredibly talented working together, and they make a great piece of art. And it's definitely a song I think everyone should check out. Bad Fruit, fantastic. Definitely go check it out. And go check out the whole album. Chaos Now, it's awesome. Definitely highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay, so next track I want to talk about is 3 a.m. on Glenwood, which is 21 Savage. It's off of Her Loss, but it's a 21 track off that album. And yeah, this album, I mean, this song, I'll talk about the album in a bit, but the song itself is really, really good. It's been awesome to see 21 Savage's progression over the years. I feel like early on he's always been talented, but early on he was more of a, I don't want to say generic because I don't think he was ever generic, but his music was more just like trap, kind of focused in that kind of realm, and it was still good. But I think the way he's progressed into being a full on rapper is super impressive, and he's among the best now. He's been consistent, and this year was like really his year. He was on Her Loss, he was great. He had the song with Nas, and then the Metro Boomin album, he did absolutely fantastic on. So his progression is amazing. He's a fantastic artist, and I feel like he's gonna only get better as time goes on. To be honest, but yeah, the song's great. 21 Savage is rapping super hard. His verses are really nice. His almost feels like a form of storytelling in the track is beautiful. The flow is nice. The instrumental is great. It's just an all around solid rapping track, and I really enjoyed hearing 21 do this, especially because on the album as a whole, he's not there as much as you would expect for a collab album. I liked Her Loss as a whole, but it really did feel like more of a Drake album with 21 Savage features throughout. And again, it worked because it was a good album. I give credit to Drake. I'm not as big of a fan of him as some people are, but I think this is his best album in years, and it's a really, really solid album. And 21 Savage does his part, but he's on it a lot less, except for this track. And I think that's a big reason why this track is one of my favorites on that album, because I like 21 Savage more as an artist. And that's not a slight to Drake. Drake is still dope. I think he's Drake. He's huge. He's fantastic. But I just enjoy 21's music more at this point, and I think that's why I like this track so much. And yeah, it's really, really good. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you're someone who hasn't listened to 21 Savage in a couple years, which I mean, I don't know if anyone out there hasn't, but if you haven't and like you kind of wrote him off as like a trap artist, like generic, definitely check this track out and check out everything he's done in the past couple years. You know, I Am Over I Was, Without Warning, all that stuff because it's fantastic. He's a great artist. Okay, so the next track I want to talk about is Belize, which is by Black Thought and MF Doom, produced by Danger Mouse. Um, this song is two of the greatest rappers of all time rapping. Like that's simple as that, and it's fantastic for it. Black Thought is one of the greatest to ever do it. Whether it's the Roots, whether he's on his own, whatever he's doing, he's fantastic. And MF Doom, rest in peace, all caps. Fantastic artist, one of the greatest rappers of all time in terms of lyricism, wordplay, flow, everything. Any measure you can measure a rapper by in terms of skill, both these guys are top tier, and it shows on this track. This is a fantastic song. Belize. The production is great too because Danger Mouse is a great producer. All throughout the album, his production is great. This is a really good album. Cheat Codes. I feel like it flew under the radar, but also go check out this album. I feel like I'm saying that for every album, but all these songs come off of good albums basically, unless they're like a single. But yeah, this song is fantastic. MF Doom comes through with a great verse. Rest in peace. Like I said, his verse is fantastic. His monotone delivery is the same as it always is in terms of like his tone of voice, but it just like the flow is really nice. The wordplay is great. It's everything you would expect from a Doom verse, and it's fantastic. And it's almost like beautiful hearing it at this point. You know, after Doom's passing, just being able to hear him, especially on a track with one of the greatest of all time, one of the other greatest of all time, along with himself, it's yeah, it is kind of beautiful in a way. And then not MF Doom. Black Thought does what he does too. You know, he spits a great verse as well. Everything about this track is awesome, and it's just really good. I highly recommend. Great song, great album. Highly recommend. The next track I want to talk about is one I actually just found recently. I found it on TikTok. Funnily enough, I don't be on TikTok a lot, but I just happened to. I think someone sent me this one, and I heard the little snippet from the video, and then I went and found the song, and it's a really good song. It's called "Till the Morning." It's by an artist named Arden, Ardn. He's not like super popular yet, but he's got talent. I feel like he could be a real up and coming artist. Excuse me. Um, and this song is fantastic. Like it captures that energy I talked about in the album's video that like Smino, Isaiah Rashad do really well, where it's like laid back and the beat is very chill and kind of just the energy is really kind of vibey. But the verses are also really really good. He's spitting some like really good wordplay, good references, good technical skill, but it's just so enjoyable to listen to because it's not like super gritty or anything like that. It's just kind of relaxing, kind of vibey, you know? And I think I really like artists who can strike that balance, and I think he does it really well on this track. And I haven't gone and listened to a lot of his other work yet, but this song is great, and it definitely makes me want to check out his other work. It's probably one of my favorite tracks of this year. There's been a lot of great music, but it's definitely one I want to highlight. And I definitely look at this guy as someone who's could make some waves going forward. So definitely check out "Till the Morning" by Arden. And check out some of his other work too. I haven't like listened to it a lot myself, but if it's anything like this, it's gonna be really solid. And yeah, the song is great. Highly recommend as well. Great song. Next track I want to highlight is "Creepin" off of Metro Boomin's project. It's The Weeknd and 21 Savage. Look at the names involved, man. You can look at the names involved in this track, and you know it's gonna be great. The Weeknd, consistently one of the best artists in the game. 21 Savage, like I said earlier, he's been killing it this year, killing it the past couple years. He's fantastic, and Metro Boomin is arguably the best producer in the game, definitely up there. And yeah, this track is awesome. The Weeknd comes through, delivers a great vocal performance, great songwriting. Everything about it is just fantastic. And then 21 Savage comes through and delivers a great verse. It just I don't really need to over explain anything about this track, and it's also it's been pretty popular, of course. Like I said, the names involved, but it's just a really good song, man. Everything you would expect from the song, it is, and everything you would expect from this album, it is. It's a great album too. Definitely, I don't feel like I don't need to tell anyone to check this album or song out, but if you haven't yet, definitely go do it. It's fantastic, and yeah, man, they all just kill it. It's a great song. I don't need to say a lot about it. It's a great song. But the last track I want to talk about is "Ghost in the Machine." It's SZA and Phoebe Bridgers, and it's off SZA's new album. Man, it's good to have SZA back. There was that 5 6 year stretch where she didn't drop anything. Well, album wise, she dropped a few singles like "Good Days," "I Hate You," and "Shirt," which was dropped this year. And those are all really good singles, but nothing really compares to an album dropping. I mean, to an artist dropping a full album. And yeah, she did finally, and it was fantastic. As well, this is a great album. And this song is arguably my favorite on it. There's some steep competition. There's a lot of really good songs, but this is probably my favorite on it. And it's just two really, really good singers. Uh, I know this is what I said for the MF Doom and uh, Black Thought song, but it's like two really good singers just singing, and it's beautiful. Their vocal performances are great. The songwriting's great, like I said, and it's just really, really awesome. And they have great chemistry, which caught me off guard a little bit. Just because like Phoebe Bridgers and SZA, like I knew they were both talented artists in their own right, but like together, I wasn't sure how it would sound. Sounds great. The song is fantastic. Really, really like it. Definitely highly recommend it and recommend the whole album. It's a great album. Just fantastic. Glad SZA's back for now. I think I'm gonna end it here. Talked about like 6 or so songs, similar to the amount of albums I talked about in my last video. But yeah, I could go on for a lot longer. 2022 has been a great year for music, especially hip hop, but also music in general. And I love talking about it. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I don't want to go on for too long. So thank you all for checking it out. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate the support again on the last video. Hopefully this one gets some support. But either way, just grateful to be able to make it and just have anyone listen. So really, thank y'all. And yeah, this was fun. Appreciate it, man. Peace.